Hello folks, welcome to API Test Automation with Rest Assured tutorial. I am Faisal Khadri. In this video, we'll learn what is a post request, how to write a post request with a request body as a hard-coded string. Let's begin with understanding what is a post request. A post request is used to create a new resource on the server by sending data in the request body. This data can come in various formats such as JSON, XML, or form data. The content type header specifies which format is being used. The post requests are not idempotent, meaning that sending the same request multiple times could result in duplicate entries or changes on the server. Let's take an example of the post add order API endpoint from the RESTful e-commerce application. You can check my earlier video on project setup where I have provided details about this RESTful e-commerce demo application and shown the steps to install and run it. The post add order API sends the data to the server to create new orders in the system. When the request is successfully executed, the desired order is generated in the system. The server responds with the status code 201 along with the message and the details of the newly created order. For details regarding manual testing of the APIs, check out my earlier video on how to test APIs manually. I have covered details on how to perform different API tests. Let's now move to the demonstration and discuss how to write a post API request with a hard-coded string as a request body. This is the most simplest approach for testing a post API as it involves using hard-coded values in the string format for the request body. This approach should be used only for temporary scenarios and avoided in real-world projects. The post add order API uses the request body in the JSON format. You can see it is a JSON array that holds multiple JSON objects with different fields such as user ID, product name, and all the details of the order. Using a JSON array format allows creating multiple orders in a single request. Let's create a hard-coded string with values and use it as the request body for the post request. For this demo, we'll add a single JSON object in the JSON array. So this is the request body that we have generated for passing the hard-coded request body in the post add order API. It contains the fields that are mandatorily required for creating the order along with some sample values that are hard-coded. So you can find the user ID is 1, product ID 1, product name iPhone, product amount 500, and so on. All of the values in this API request body are static. Let's write the post API test to create new order in the system. This is the code that will help us in writing the post API test using REST Assured for the post add order API. This test uses the hard-coded request body in string format to create a new order in the system. The post API test script starts with the given method, which is a part of the given when then pattern. The given method configures the precondition for the request. The details such as headers, content type, query parameter, authentication, etc. can be configured. Next, the content type is used to specify the media type of the request body being sent to the server. By setting the content type to JSON, you are telling the server that the data in the request body is formatted as JavaScript object notation, that is JSON. Providing the content type is important as the server should know how to parse the incoming data. If the content type is not provided, the server may reject the request or misinterpret the data, resulting in test failures. The logall method used after the when method logs all the request details, including headers, parameters, authentication, content type, and other data sent to the server. This is useful for debugging purposes. Check out the earlier video where I have demonstrated multiple log methods from REST Assured framework for logging the request and response details. Link is given in the description. The request body is supplied in the body method, and finally the post request is executed using the post method. The post method contains the URI along with the endpoint that will hit that post API. The status code method verifies that the status code is 201. The response data can also be verified by combining the assertions using and assert that method and calling the body method with the required parameters for expected and actual verification. In the response body, we are verifying that the message field should have the value orders added successfully with an exclamation mark. The equal to method called inside the body method belongs to the Hemcrest library, which is a popular framework for writing readable and expressive assertions in Java. Let's run the test now and check the output. The test executed successfully and the log details are printed in the console. And you can see the order was successfully created into the system. This particular JSON body that you see in the response is the response body that is returned when the API is hit successfully. You can see 201 created status code is also returned in the response. This ensures that whatever body we sent in the request, the same values were used for generating the order, and we can see the orders that are generated successfully contains the same value. That's how we pass on the hard-coded string as a request body for the post API request. That's all for this video. Let me know your feedback in the comments. In the next video, we'll learn how to write the post API test with a request body as a JSON array and JSON object. Thanks for watching.